The phone vibrated against the kitchen counter, its buzz slicing through the silence of our too-quiet house. I froze, coffee mug halfway to my lips, as the screen lit up with a name. Evan. Not a contact I recognized. The message preview glowed. Miss you already. Last night was. My stomach lurched, a cold fist twisting inside me. Claire, my wife of 8 years, was on her reflection week. A solo trip to find herself at a cabin in the Adirondacks. She'd left 3 days ago, her suitcase packed with deliberate care, her smile soft but distant. Thought it was stress. I'd thought it was her needing space. Now, the phone's glow felt like a spotlight on a truth I wasn't ready to face. I set the mug down, the ceramic clinking too loudly against the granite. My hands trembled as I picked up her phone. Left behind, she'd said, to unplug. The passcode was our anniversary. 0617. The screen unlocked, revealing a thread of messages that stretched back months. Evan. Can't stop thinking about you at the office today. Claire, you're dangerous. I'm supposed to be working. A winking emoji. Heart. My chest tightened, each breath shallow and sharp, like I was inhaling glass. I scrolled, my thumb moving faster, chasing the truth through flirty banter, late-night confessions and photos. Her hand on a man's arm, a dimly lit bar, a selfie with a stranger's lips brushing her cheek. The kitchen felt smaller, the walls leaning in. The hum of the fridge was a low growl, mocking my naivety. I'd trusted her. When she'd suggested this retreat, her eyes glistening with something I'd read as vulnerability, I'd nodded, supportive, encouraging. Take the time you need, I'd said, kissing her forehead. Now those words tasted like ash. Had she been planning this all along? Was reflection just code for betrayal? I sank into a chair, the wood creaking under my weight. My mind raced, stitching together fragments of the past year. Her late nights at the law firm, her sudden interest in weekend yoga retreats, the way her laughter had started to sound rehearsed. Each memory was a pinprick, sharp and cumulative. But doubt crept in, whispering, maybe it's not what it looks like. Maybe Evan's just a friend. I wanted to believe it, clung to the possibility like a lifeline. Claire wasn't cruel. She was the woman who'd cried with me when our dog died, who'd stayed up all night perfecting my resume when I lost my job. Could that same woman lie so effortlessly? The front door rattled, and I flinched, nearly dropping the phone. Mark! Claire's voice, bright and familiar, echoed from the foyer. My pulse hammered. She wasn't supposed to be back for 4 days. The kitchen clock ticked, each second a countdown to confrontation. I shoved the phone into my pocket, its weight burning against my thigh, and stood as she appeared in the doorway, her cheeks flushed, her auburn hair wind-tangled. She looked happy. Radiant even. The sight twisted the knife deeper. You're early, I said, my voice steady despite the storm inside me. She set her bag down, her smile faltering for a fraction of a second. Yeah, I missed you. The cabin was great, but I wanted to come home. Her eyes darted to the counter, where her phone had been. A flicker of panic crossed her face, so brief I might have missed it if I hadn't been searching for it. Missed me. I echoed, the words bitter on my tongue. That's sweet. My hand twitched toward the phone in my pocket, but I held back. Not yet. I needed to know how far she'd take the lie. She stepped closer, her lavender perfume wrapping around me, familiar yet suddenly foreign. Everything okay? She asked, tilting her head. Her voice was soft, but there was an edge to it, like she was testing the waters. Fine, I said, forcing a smile. Just surprised. Thought you needed space to reflect. The word dripped with accusation, and her brow furrowed, but she didn't take the bait. Instead, she busied herself unpacking groceries she'd brought. Milk, bread, things we didn't need. Distraction. Dinner was torture. We sat across from each other, the clink of forks against plates deafening in the silence. I watched her every move, the way she avoided my gaze, the way her fingers fidgeted with her napkin. How was the cabin? I asked finally, my tone casual but my heart pounding. Peaceful, she said too quickly. Lots of hiking. Fresh air. She speared a piece of chicken, her eyes fixed on her plate. You should come next time. Next time, I repeated, the phone heavy in my pocket. Who's Evan? Her fork froze midair. The color drained from her face, and for a moment, the only sound was the faint hum of the refrigerator. Evan, she said, her voice a pitch too high. Just a colleague. From work. Why? I pulled the phone out, setting it on the table between us like a loaded gun. Her eyes widened, her breath catching. You left this behind, I said, my voice low, trembling with barely contained rage. Unplugged, right? Except Evan's been texting you. A lot. Mark, it's not, she started, but I cut her off, sliding the phone toward her. The screen was still open to their messages, a damning archive of her betrayal. She stared at it, her hands shaking, her carefully constructed mask crumbling. Don't lie to me, I said, my voice breaking. Not anymore. Tears welled in her eyes, but I felt no sympathy, only a hollow ache where love used to be. I didn't mean for it to happen, she whispered, her voice raw. It was a mistake. I was lost. I still love you. Love. I spat, standing so fast the chair scraped against the floor. This isn't love, Claire. This is you choosing someone else. My voice cracked, anger giving way to grief. I wanted to scream, to beg her to explain, to make it make sense. But the truth was there, undeniable, in the messages, in her guilty eyes. She reached for my hand, but I pulled away, the distance between us vast and unbridgeable. I'll sleep in the guest room, I said, turning away. Figure out what you want, Claire. Because I'm done pretending. That night, alone in the dark, I replayed every moment of our marriage. The vows, the laughter, the quiet mornings. I wanted to hate her, but all I felt was emptiness. The next morning I found a note on the kitchen counter. I'm sorry. I need time. I'll be at my sister's. Her wedding ring sat beside it, glinting in the dawn light. I didn't cry. I didn't rage. Instead, I poured a coffee, sat in the silence, and realized something terrifying. The house felt lighter without her. For the first time in months I could breathe. And as I sipped my coffee, a single thought crystallized, sharp and cold. I was better off alone.